G'day everyone, Not Sealed here. Today I was going to be looking at this Android head unit that was installed in a 2003 Ford Focus and how the specifications that were advertised on the website did not represent the hardware that was installed in the unit. Now it's for my kid's car, so I didn't want to put in a $500 unit, so I just looked at what I needed. Probably had 2 gig of memory and 32 gig of storage. Running a quad-core processor should be enough for navigation and radio, Bluetooth, songs, media, but something just did not seem quite right after the install. Even though the screen was very responsive, the apps loaded up, we couldn't run more than 2 applications at a time. So you couldn't run navigation and radio, or you couldn't run Bluetooth and navigation, or radio and Bluetooth, or any other combination of apps running in the background. The unit would crash, or only one app would work. You couldn't have songs running with navigation, so something was not quite right with the unit. So I loaded up an app called Fake Device Test. I just downloaded it for free off the Google Android Play Store, and it's very interesting what it detected. For starters, it was advertised as Android 12. The OS reports Android 9, but this device actually says it's Android 8 point something, so that's wrong advertising for starters. The fake device test can actually test a whole heap of parameters on your cheap Chinese head unit, and what we were interested in was the RAM. Now, it was advertised as 2 gig of RAM, but running the RAM information, it shows that it was actually possibly only 1 gigabyte of RAM. This would explain the system crashes and not able to run more than a few apps at a time. This device is using modified firmware to report fake specs. This can cause problems with apps crashing and the device not working correctly. If you can return this device, we recommend you do so immediately. If purchased from eBay, their policy is that the seller must also pay for return shipping on items that are not as advertised. So make sure the seller sends you a prepaid return shipping label. If they refuse, ask eBay to step in and help. The camera icon at the top of the screen can be used to take screenshots of the test result for submitting proof if needed to the seller or manufacturer. Once I had the evidence of the incorrect Android version and also the incorrect RAM installed, I just took some screenshots and sent them back to the eBay seller. They gave me my money back straight away, didn't even have to send the unit back. I believe they know these units are incorrect specs and they're trying to scam people, and if people are just happy listening to the radio, they win. So I recommend everyone that has a problem with their cheap Chinese head unit, run the fake device test, get some evidence, and then, contact your place of purchase. Get your money back or send the unit back, get a refund. Let's hold these people accountable. My problem was buying a brand that I'd never heard before, so, stick with some of the bigger brand names Chinese head units like Joying, Atoto, Extrons and Boss. They've got a bit of a history now and they seem to have really good specs that are well worth the money. I've got an Atoto A6PF coming in the mail now, so that's going to replace this unit. So please subscribe and I'll do a quick review of that when it arrives for the little Ford Focus 7-inch. I'm guessing the Chinese market is full of low spec Android head units and they just want to get rid of them, so they're running some software to make it look like they're higher spec than they are, but the real world test is proving disastrous. If you just want to run one app at a time, they're fine, but multitasking doesn't work at all.